So a new model just dropped from Mistral AI, and at first it doesn't look like one of those massive headline-dominating releases that completely take over the AI conversation overnight. There's no claim that it's the smartest model in the world, no benchmark chart showing it crushing everything that came before it, and no attempt to position it as the ultimate replacement for systems built by companies like OpenAI or Google. Instead, what they released is something much quieter, much more focused, and in a lot of ways, much more strategic. It's called Mistral Small 4, and the reason it matters isn't because it's trying to compete directly with the biggest models on the planet, but because it's trying to change how AI actually gets used in real-world environments. To understand why this matters, you have to zoom out and look at how the AI industry has evolved over the last few years. The dominant strategy has been simple: scale everything. Bigger models, more parameters, more compute, more data. And that approach has been led by companies like Anthropic, OpenAI, and Google. Each new generation pushed the limits further, improving reasoning, coding, language understanding, and multimodal capabilities. Benchmarks like MMLU climbed into the high 80s and even 90% ranges for top-tier models. GSM 8K scores pushed past 90% in math reasoning, and human eval coding benchmarks reached levels that made AI genuinely useful for real development workflows. On paper, everything was getting better and fast. But at the same time, something else was happening in the background. As models got more powerful, they also got heavier. They required more infrastructure, more specialized hardware, and more expensive inference pipelines. Most of that infrastructure depends on GPUs built by NVIDIA, and while that ecosystem works extremely well for large-scale deployments, it creates a kind of dependency that doesn't scale down easily. Running a frontier model isn't just about intelligence anymore, it's about access to compute, access to cloud systems, and the ability to pay for it continuously. And over time, that created a gap between what AI is capable of doing at its peak and what is actually practical for everyday use. Because most real-world applications don't need the absolute smartest model available. They need something fast, reliable, and affordable. And this is exactly the space where Mistral AI has been building its strategy. If you look at their earlier models like Mistral 7B and Mistral 8x7B, you can see a consistent pattern. Instead of trying to win on size, they focused on efficiency. Mistral, for example, used a mixture of experts architecture, which activates only a subset of parameters for each task instead of the full model. That allowed it to deliver performance comparable to much larger dense models while keeping compute requirements significantly lower. Independent evaluations and leaderboard comparisons showed Mistral achieving MMLU scores in the high 60s to low 70s range, GSM 8K scores around 60 to 70%, and human eval coding performance that competed with models far larger in size. That was a signal that architecture and optimization could compete with brute force scaling. Mistral Small 4 takes that philosophy and pushes it even further. Instead of optimizing for maximum performance per parameter, it's optimizing for maximum usability per task, and that's a very different goal. Because now the question isn't, how do we build the smartest model? It's, how do we build the most usable model for real-world systems? Based on how Mistral has positioned this model through its API and developer ecosystem, Small 4 is designed to handle high-frequency tasks with low latency and high throughput. It's meant to be deployed in production environments where speed matters as much as intelligence. And this is where benchmarks alone stop telling the full story. Because while top-tier models might achieve MMLU scores of 85 to 90% and GSM 8K scores above 90%, smaller models typically sit in a different range, often between 45 and 65% on MMLU and 30 to 60% on GSM 8K, depending on optimization. Mistral Small 4 operates in that space, but with performance tuned toward the upper end of its class. Now here's where the trade-off becomes interesting. Even though smaller models don't match the absolute reasoning capabilities of larger systems, they are significantly faster. Large models often have a time-to-first token delay of 1 to 3 seconds, with generation speeds in the range of 20 to 60 tokens per second, depending on infrastructure. Smaller, optimized models can reduce that delay to under half a second and push generation speeds into the 80 to 150 tokens per second. That difference completely changes how AI feels to use. Latency isn't just a technical metric, it's a user experience factor. When responses are slow, people hesitate. They wait, they think twice before asking another question. But when responses are instant, interaction becomes fluid. People iterate faster, explore more ideas, and use AI more naturally. This is something that has been increasingly discussed across industry coverage from platforms like VentureBeat and TechCrunch, where responsiveness is now seen as a critical part of AI adoption. And this is exactly where Mistral Small 4 becomes important, because it's not trying to win the intelligence race, it's trying to win the usability race. And in many real-world scenarios, usability matters more. Take customer support as an example. Most support queries are repetitive: password resets, order tracking, basic FAQs. These don't require deep reasoning or complex problem solving. They require accurate, fast responses delivered at scale. Running a large model for every one of these interactions is inefficient. A smaller model like Mistral Small 4 can handle the majority of these instantly and only escalate complex cases to larger systems when necessary. That hybrid approach dramatically reduces cost while maintaining performance where it actually matters.
The same pattern applies to content workflows: summarizing articles, generating social media posts, rewriting text, categorizing information. These are high-frequency tasks that happen constantly across businesses and platforms. They don't require the highest level of intelligence, but they do require speed and consistency. Smaller models are perfectly suited for this kind of workload. One of the more interesting things happening right now is that smaller models are starting to get more attention, not less. And that might seem counterintuitive at first, because for the last few years, the entire narrative has been about scale. Bigger models meant better performance, better reasoning, and more capability. But what's becoming clear is that capability alone isn't enough. What actually matters is how often a model can be used, how quickly it responds, and how easily it fits into existing systems. This is something that teams working with AI and production have been pointing out for a while now. The bottleneck isn't intelligence anymore, it's usability. And models like the ones coming from Mistral AI are starting to directly target that bottleneck. Now let's talk about cost, because this is where the impact becomes even more significant. At small scale, the difference between using a large model and a smaller model might not seem like a big deal, but at large scale, it becomes massive. If a large model costs 10 times more per request than a smaller model, and you're processing millions of requests, that difference multiplies quickly. This is something that has been highlighted in analysis from organizations like SemiAnalysis, where inference cost is becoming one of the dominant factors in AI system design. Smaller models reduce that cost dramatically. They require less compute, less power, and less infrastructure, and that makes them much easier to deploy at scale. It also opens the door to new kinds of applications that wouldn't be economically viable with larger models. Another major advantage is deployment flexibility. Large models are typically tied to centralized infrastructure, but smaller models can be deployed in a wide range of environments. They can run on private servers, on edge devices, or even within applications themselves. This aligns with broader industry trends driven by companies like Meta with its Llama ecosystem and Google with Gemini Nano, both of which aim to bring AI closer to the user rather than keeping it entirely in the cloud. And that shift has important implications for privacy and control. When models can run locally or within controlled environments, sensitive data doesn't need to be sent to external servers. That's a major advantage for businesses dealing with confidential information, and it's one of the reasons why smaller models are becoming increasingly attractive. Another layer to this is latency as a competitive advantage. We usually think about AI performance in terms of accuracy or reasoning, but speed is becoming just as important. When a system can respond instantly, it changes how users interact with it. It removes friction, it encourages exploration. It turns AI from something you consult occasionally into something you rely on continuously. This is where smaller models have a clear advantage, because they can deliver that responsiveness without requiring massive infrastructure. And as more applications move toward real-time interaction, that advantage becomes even more significant. Anyway, that's the update. Curious to see how far this approach goes and whether smaller models like this eventually become the default for most real-world applications. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.